Local official says that managing evacuation centers amid the health crisis is challenging. They have to utilize one classroom for one family to avert the possible transmission of the virus. Wash areas have also been put up in various areas to encourage evacuees to maintain cleanliness. Despite these measures, typhoon victims still worry that they might end up infected with COVID-19. With this, a possible spike of local cases is feared to be recorded in Cagayan Valley. To date, there are 886 confirmed infection in the province of Cagayan alone. Some 167 are still considered active, while 709 have recovered and 10 already died. Let's hear with some of the officials and evacuees had to say about their current situation.
Kaya hindi kami labas ng labas dyan, sir. Dito lang kami sa loob. Nakakatakot yung mga COVID, sir. Malay mo kung may mga kahalo mo dyan, may mga COVID.
We expect some form of spike, no? Although kahapon, I think tatlo lang o apat yata. But prior to that, medyo marami-rami. No, kaya sana huwag dumami ng husto.
Sean, the LG is calling on the residents to observe COVID-19 health protocols. Officials say their participation in the fight against the virus amid the calamity is important. As for the flooding situation, waters in some areas are now subsiding as the weather continues to improve. Sean?
Thank you very much for that update. Romel Lopez of News 5 reporting to us live from Tuguegarao City in Cagayan. Experts are now outlining possible solutions to avoid future instances of flooding. And these include revising protocols on water dam discharge and dredging of rivers. Shaila Francisco with this report.
The UP Resilience Institute believes that the protocols on the release of water from dams must be revisited. Its statement comes after the spilling operations in Magat Dam contributed in widespread flooding in Cagayan Valley.
Pag nagbigay ka ng release, dapat based on the science and based on the forecast, kailangan meron ka ng alam na how much level ang tubig that is to be expected.
Lagmay notes that several other factors may also have contributed to the massive flooding. Several experts are now studying the narrow areas in Cagayan River, particularly in Tupang, Alcala, and Lalio, called the Magapit Narrows.
Merong mga bato doon na mga old sedimentary rocks, no, na nakukonstrict yung river. So, ang mangyayari doon ay hindi makakalabas ka agad. So, pag hindi makalabas ka agad yung tubig, mag-iipon.
Despite having several components, Lagmay stresses that it all boils down to the lack of anticipation. He says additional flood sensors and specific hazard warning may help in future calamities.
It's very important that we do hazard-specific, area-focused, and time-bound warnings para pag nangyari, mangyayari talaga.
The National Irrigation Administration claims that it followed all existing protocols. Pagasa, for its part, is urging residents, particularly in typhoon-prone areas, to always prepare. 2 to 3 more typhoons are expected to enter the Philippine territory before the year ends. The Weather Bureau warns that the cyclones may hit the areas still reeling from the recent calamities.
Tinutulak po ng mga high-pressure area itong mga bagyo. Kaya po sila mas nagla-landfall sa gitnang bahagi ng ating bansa, sa may Southern Luzon, Visayas, Northern Mindanao mainly.
The Environment Department has instructed its officials to look into the status of watershed areas.
Ang watershed very critical kasi ito yung dito nagde-drain yung water Kasi pagka umulan diyan, dito nagde-drain. So kapag ang watershed mo highly vegetated or maganda ang vegetation, ibig sabihin yung watershed mo nakakapag-hold ng water.
The DNR adds that it has approved the dredging of Cagayan River to help solve bottleneck sites of flooding. The move also aims to improve the volume capacity of the river in times of intense rainfall. The agency says the provincial government of Cagayan is now looking for a project contractor. Shaila Francisco, WR1 News.
We're going to pause for a quick break, but we will be back with more stories after that. Stay with us. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. Residents of Rodriguez, Rizal have started returning to their homes to face the devastation left by Typhoon Ulysses. To give us the latest, JC Cosico joins us live from Rodriguez. JC, what are the primary concerns of returning residents down there?
Sean, after experiencing the wrath of Typhoon Ulysses, residents in Cagayan village in Rodriguez, Rizal are now facing another problem, the lack of water supply. Parts of Cagayan village in Rodriguez, Rizal are still submerged in knee-deep mud and water days after the onslaught of Ulysses. Those who have returned home are struggling to clean it due to lack of water supply during daytime.
Mahina pa sa patak ng ulan. Sa gabi, ang tubig malakas. Kaya sa gabi, nag-iipon kami para sa umaga makapaglinis kami. Katulad niyan, gusto ko malinis ng loob ng bahay ko, hindi ko malinis dahil ang tubig hindi naman pumapasok doon. Hanggang dito lang, paano kami makapaglinis?
The local government says they're addressing the problem on water supply, saying water tankers are roaming in the area.
Mas malakas sa gabi dahil sa umaga maraming gumagamit. Pero tumulong din po yung Manila Water at yung ating mga fire truck para magdala ng tubig sa mga kabayan sa Kasiglahan.
Residents are also concerned about the piles of garbage that have been stuck in their area for almost a week now.
Baho na, oh. Baho. May mga patay na hayop po dyan. Maraming pan, mga bulok-bulok na kung ano. Delikadong magkasakit ng mga tao rito.
Some residents, including children, choose to go back to their houses to retrieve what's left.
Mga gamit na pwede pa pong i-save na mapakinabangan kasi bubuldusin, sayang din naman. Tsaka hindi na pwedeng matirahan yung loob ng bahay kasi puno ng putik. Baka mga ilang taon pa ang recovery nito.
Hundreds are still taking refuge at the evacuation center in Cagayan Senior High School. Authorities admit that implementing health protocols is a challenge. That's why some evacuees can help but worry.
Sa panahon po ngayon, tingnan mo, nagdi-distansya ba? Wala, dahil bakit? Na ano nga ng sakuna.
Nakakatakot kung madaming tao?
Opo, talaga. Siyempre, baka kamahawaan. O, di ba? Bigla na lang kang nangisay dyan. Ano ba nangyari? Lalo na mainit ang panahon.
Residents are appealing for donations from private groups and individuals.
Mahirap ngayon kisa undoy.
Bakit po?
Kasi talagang bigla lang lumaki ang tubig. Sana tulungan kami. Amin, kahirapan.
Sean, the LGU says the village was earlier declared a danger zone and now some residents are willing to be relocated. At least 30,000 individuals are affected by the typhoon in the town. Back to you.
Thank you for that. JC Cosico of News 5 reporting to us live from Rodriguez, Rizal. Ulysses has left at least a year's worth of debris around Marikina City, according to Mayor Marcy Teodoro. Most of the trash are actually appliances and furniture that were washed away during the typhoon. Teodoro recalls that it took them 2 months to clear all the garbage from Ondoy back in 2009. But he assures residents that they are trying to speed things up.
Kinailangan namin i-extend yung working hours ng mga tao natin from 8 hours to 12 hours. We will be providing overtime pay para do sa mga tao natin. Ang garbage truck na ginagamit ngayon, mahigit ng 100 dump trucks na maliliit.
And one other COVID-19 vaccine candidate is showing promise in early trial assessments. Still, the health department remains cautious as it waits for the full results. Greg Gregorio with the story.
American biotech company Moderna reports a 94.5% efficacy rate for its vaccine candidate. The firm has 30,000 trial participants in its ongoing phase 3 clinical trials in the United States. The preliminary results are based on the 95 volunteers from the trials who tested positive with COVID-19 weeks after the second dose of vaccine were given to participants. 90 of them were put in the placebo group, while 5 received the vaccine being developed. There were 11 participants who fell severely ill, all of whom were from the placebo group. The early trial results, according to Moderna, show how effective their vaccine is against COVID-19 infection. Moderna uses a new platform called messenger RNA, which is faster to produce than traditional vaccines. Back home, a member of the health department's technical advisory group expresses reservations, saying it is still important to wait for the full trial results.
There's no way to tell. Kasi unang-una, bagong-bago tong platform na to. No, we don't even have a real world basis to compare the performance of these vaccines against.
Pfizer and BioNTech, which earlier reported a more than 90% efficacy rate, are using the same platform. Aside from these drug makers, Russia's Gamaleya also claims that its Sputnik V vaccine is 92% effective, based on early trial results. All of these vaccine candidates have different storage temperature requirements. Moderna's vaccine remains stable at a regular refrigerator temperature for a month. It requires negative 20 degrees Celsius for a 6-month storage. Lim says the storage requirement is achievable in the Philippines.
Kailangan pa rin ng freezing, no? And from what Moderna has released, from that frozen storage requirement, kung kailangan mo na siyang i-transfer to point-of-care facilities, yun na yung ref temps at 1 month. No? So of course, pag naririnig natin yan, nakakabuhay ng loob kasi at least yung ganyang klaseng mga storage requirements, achievable yan sa Pilipinas.
The DOH earlier admitted that there are no ultra-low freezers in government facilities. Thus, the storage facility is indeed a challenge. Vaccine SAR Secretary Carlito Galvez says the government will consider all complexities of a certain vaccine prior to procurement, including storage requirement and cost effectiveness. For News 5, Greg Gregorio, we are One News.
Still on COVID-19, we have the health department logging in some 1,100 new COVID-19 cases today. Of the 410,000 total infections, some 28,000 are considered active. 23 people died of the virus in the last 24 hours, pushing the death toll to 7,800. More than 180 patients have gotten better from the virus overnight, with recoveries now standing at 374,000. For more updates, visit News 5, the Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Sean Yao, and we are One News.
Cinco, check, check. Check, 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 check.